into. And of course, we're looking at majorly the cities in there. And this time around, we set our eyes to Masaka City and Mbarara, the land of milk and honey. Mbarara City is probably, when you look at, before we actually headed to Mbarara,
so let's look at Masaka.
Masaka. The people in Masaka believe that they are the luckiest in the country. That even when they come into the city, their businesses speak volumes. They left Masaka to come to Kampala to make some serious money. and when you look at, by the way, when you look at most of these,
it holds water.
It does, because most of the rich men that you will see in the city here, they have their origin tagged to Masaka.
I wouldn't want to stereotype, but I've had a chance to interact with some of the people that say come from Masaka, and the biggest percentage of these people, they are shrewd, they are aggressive, and that's definitely very good for business.
Yes, they're ready to take all the risks that matter to start up anything.
And then they're somewhat calculative. And of course, you can't ignore the part that maybe they have the luck, like they put it. Maybe they have the luck. But yes, when they say that, it's from the angle of they are shrewd, they are aggressive, they're ready to put in the work. Barely will you find a lazy person
from Masaka.
Yes.
Most of them are very dedicated, by the way, to change.
Yes. Their stories.
From the humble backgrounds or from any kind of background they're from. Most of them always want to either maintain it or even
do even better. Yes.
Do better. As we can see, Masaka City having most of the people operating in small and medium-sized enterprises. But when you look at most of the arcades in Masaka, most of them are filled up, by the way. Clearly shows you, look at people in Mukono, for example, Mukono district in there, gives you that feel that even minus doing business in Kampala, you can still do business out of
those areas.
Yes, those areas, and you still earn some good money.
Right.
So that's the same representation that Masaka City brings to the business community in Uganda.
And the earlier we realize that, the better. You see, we need to get out of a mentality of if you don't go to Kampala, you're still in the village.
This ideally also
we need to outgrow that thought.
This also takes me back to the cities in Kenya, and I think this is one of the biggest lessons that we need to learn from, let's say, Kenya, Tanzania, our neighbors. When you look in Kenya, you'll find developments in every other city. You look at a city like Kisumu, you look at cities like Nairobi, then there is Mombasa, which is really busy on a daily because of the fact that it's close to the coast. It's at the coastline. So most of these particular cities actually have got every other development coming up. Not only that, the social services attached to these cities will definitely tell you that it's a city that you're in. But here in Uganda, I think some of the other challenges our cities are facing is the access to most of these social services by the government. Look at health. I think health is one of the most fundamental social services that the government really needs to look at.
Investing, yes. Yeah. And that's what I was telling you, if we are creating cities and anticipating more cities, we should be ready to actualize the word city in those areas. Put the necessary infrastructure, make sure the service delivery is as good as what is in Kampala or even better. That is how you're going to have the congestion you're talking about in Kampala reduce. If you want to do that, then you have to look at it from the bigger perspective. What makes people leave Masaka to come this side? What makes people leave Chirukura, wherever they're coming from, to come to Kampala? If you handle that, you've dealt with the problem from the core. I don't have to look for a national referral hospital, and then I'm coming from, say, a specific village somewhere in the west, and the next best place I'm going to is in Mbarara, and I've had to be on that road for 2 hours.
Yet I'm going into, most especially when I have an emergency, it becomes really worse for me.
Thank you. So if service delivery is improved in these cities, then you're going to have these places grow. That means if the road network is good, the infrastructure is good, like I've said it, and the other facilities are good, then the business, I will have to invest in that area because I have seen the level of growth. That means it can add some. I'm going to get value from there.
Yes.
But if I don't see that, I'm not going to invest in that place.
And city developments in Uganda also now takes us to a bit of Mbarara city. That is also a land, milk and honey, land of filled up with potentials. I hear it is a land that comes with a lot of opportunities if you're ready to conquer that business world that side.
Mbarara has lots of opportunities, yes. To make a comparison, you heard what I said about people that come from Masakando. Having interacted with some of the people from Mbarara, I wouldn't say all, but the biggest percentage, they are still a bit conservative. If you are introducing a business in that place, my friend, go ready to work hard.
You need to stick to the business line that is already there.
The take-up is really slow.
For you to come up with something new.
For you to come up with something new and it's accepted and you're getting value from it, unless if it's something that is being seen or something related to what they are used to. If you are going there and you are going to, you're selling, say, cattle or animals, most probably you will get the market. Yeah? But there's some businesses you'll set up and you have to sit for quite some time.
For the people
wait
to
for
get
them
used to that business.
You wait for the thought to sink in. Oh, there is this place, there is this business. Oh, what is it about? Like they will take their time to adopt.
But I think one of the easiest businesses to start in the country right now is if you're to start up a bar. And you put it in the city center. That is if the city center is really busy. I think that one will quickly give you some return to your investment.
That is very true. For reasons like we've seen people move from Kampala to Jinja to Patti. We've seen people move from Kampala here, the CBD, going to the likes of Entebbe, just close by Entebbe. You get it. So that one is very possible.
Okay. And speaking of Mbarara, this week the team Smart 24 TV will be in Mbarara with the situation of making sure that we drive business from there. Thursday is the day, and we'll definitely be coming to the people of Mbarara. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we are with you in Mbarara so that we ensure that everything in there is moving on well. We are bringing also, we're coming with meat and milk from Kampala to Mbarara, making sure we butter trade from there as Smart 24 continues to drive business across the entire region. So the people of Mbarara, wherever you are, shall be in your city. Team Smart 24 TV will be in your city this weekend, and we'll definitely be there together to ensure that we talk business matters, and also to discuss some of the things that making it hard for some people to actually break through in the business world.
It's in Mbarara.
Well,
it could be a good discussion to have, but if they don't change their mindsets
towards certain businesses,
that's where the problem comes from. Mindset change, then you'll have actually business working pretty well. But it has really grown, and I must commend them for adopting to certain things and certain changes. Some could have taken some time, but well, I guess steady progress.
Anytime you look at that particular statue of the cattle, you know you've entered.
But this is shortly. This is before that roundabout that has the cow.
As you're being welcomed to Mbarara.
Yes, though this cow was actually demolished. Yes, the cow was demolished at a point, and they put horns, and people complained the cow should have been left. This is way before the welcome to Mbarara. It's way before this roundabout, but the place has actually grown.
Wow.
The place has grown, the road network, the hotels. Yeah, it's picking up. Like I said, slowly. Yes.
Slowly picking up, and maybe the people in the area already adopted. It's a lot of business people are now moving in that side. There is some market for instance, because I think the biggest chance of a city to develop is when the business community starts setting up, like you did mention what the Indians and other Asians are doing in Bali City.
Yes, in Bali, yes.
So the more the business community picks up and sets up certain, like for example, businesses, industries coming up, then the development starts picking up. I hear also the real estate sector is also picking up in Mbarara. People are now really into that as a business.
As of 2014, between 2014 and 2017, the real estate sector was still not anywhere close to. If you were a student, for example, and you wanted a hostel, a very good hostel,
in Mbarara,
you would have to go way earlier and book, because you would end up in some room somewhere that does not It's not a hostel.
Oh, okay.
You get it?
That's
Some
just
reached the point and they were
available for-
using their houses at a point as hostels, and they just keep allocating rooms, that room, that room, that room. You get it? So there's still a lot of work to do in that area.
Wow. But well, also on the other hand, when we mention cities, the education sector in Uganda is actually, at least there are some changes in the cities in Uganda. Not only cities, looking at the municipalities that we have across the country, the education sector, schools are being set up. Maybe the only challenge will be the facilities, mainly the equipment, the education equipment, but schools are being set up in most areas. The government is doing that extensive.
Good schools. Some of these cities actually do have good schools.
Yeah.
Masaka has good schools, Mara has good schools, and well, we can say that because you understand the hassle of someone leaving, say, Bushenyi,
Yes.
and crossing over to Kampala to get a good school.
A
But
good school.
from Bushenyi, for example, to Mbara, there's good schools. Even Bushenyi itself.
And now
has-
people are actually
has-
crossing from Kampala to Mbara.
Yes, we
Bushenyi
have
for-
parents
yes,
that the kids, when it's time for holidays, they are brought to Kampala.
to Kampala. Then
But
time
you
for-
hear,
what's the school?
Very
Yes.
here, Ntare, Mbara
Yes.
High School, yes.
They're heading back to school once the term reopens. So actually it shows you how the cities have changed tremendously, and also for the benefit of the economy as well. That's a huge contribution in a way. So, but the bigger part about this city development in Uganda is mainly for the government to consider allocation of social services to all of them
To extend
equally.
them closer to the Ugandans who are in those
In those
areas.
cities.
So people don't have to travel hours. From Kabale to
Mm.
Kampala, you're going to be moving about 6 hours, 6 to 7
As you're
hours, or
moving.
depending on which means you use,
Yes.
or even 8 hours. Kisoro to Kampala, that's about 12 hours.
Because they're using the public transport, a bus
Yes,
or
yes.
a coaster,
Mhm.
and anything can happen during that time.
Right.
Mm.
And the fact that if you are late and you're using a bus, for example, that's long. That's a long
Yes,
time.
it's a long
Why do I have to move all those hours to come and access good doctors in Kampala, for example? Yet such services can be extended closer,
Yeah.
and then I don't have to travel all those hours. So you realize that if government actually puts in place the fact that if this is a city, it must have everything it needs, then we'll be good to go.
Well, I think that's it for today, Tuesday. I don't know, any last few ones you can add to the business community as we sign out this morning?
Well, not so much to say, just saying it's a bit chilly outside, so you might want to make sure that you are covered up, and we will catch up tomorrow. As for business, try to do more research. Ugandans are not researchable, so let's try to do more research. Let's be equipped with the necessary information. Let's do predictions. Let's be accountable. Even if you're the business owner and you're running it for yourself, be accountable to yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very true. Go out there and cook this business well today. Tuesday, it's a very cold one today morning, but by the end of the day, I think business time, 7 p.m., things will be okay. Though a little bit of traffic projections in there late in the afternoon. But anyway, we do wish you a blessed day. Till tomorrow, we shall catch up, same time, 6:30 a.m. Have a blessed day.